I think we got everybody. Brevin and I are ready to roll. And Brevin, as you well know, we have 3 officials. They're ready to go.
And they showed up on time.
They have been assigned by the NBA. Kane Fitzgerald and his in a win this year, winning 105-101.
The last 2 outings, the Grizzlies have not gotten off to good first quarter starts. See if they can do a better job here tonight.
Dylan Brooks, 14th among NBA rookies at 8.5 points per 95-79 here at FedEx Forum on December the 1st. Harrison speed dribble. Brooks is one of just 3 rookies to appear in every game this season. Ivan Rabb rings the bell from the perimeter.
Talk to Ivan. A lot of contact going towards the basket, but no whistle for Harrison.
As long as the whistles are consistent, I'm fine by it.
Exactly.
Danny Green, he drives, flips it up and in. Spurs and the Grizzlies are 28th and 29th in the league in scoring.
Says, if you're going to have a tough offensive night, just make sure your opponent does too. Is Davis with a nice putback.
Deontay Davis with the follow.
Jumper means that he does a lot of work with his legs in order to give him the elevation.
And also no guide hand. That one hand's doing
everything.
All of the business and getting good rotation on the ball. Gasol turns and flips it in. Anderson went down. Spurs were looking for a whistle. They don't get. Spurs bench 7th in the league, averaging around 40 points per game. Mills averaging 9.5. Tony Parker's in, wrap around to Laverne.
He can still play the game. He may be coming off of the bench. He may be a step slow. But there's a lot of Spurs that you can say that about that still go out and play really good basketball.
One of the heroes of the 4th quarter against Philadelphia. Mike Henry in. Chalmers. Gasol wide open for 3. Bango. Timeout San Antonio. Grizzlies within 3.
Good dive by Davis forced Laverne to stay with him, allowing Chalmers that lay-in.
Spurs 6-4 on the second night of a back-to-back. There's the backdoor cut. Parker finishes and is fouled as well.
Talked about that in our Pinnacle Effective Advice.
Brandon Wright missed 6 games, 4 with DNPs, couple with illness. Henry. Wright goes to the spin and gets the hook to fall. Brandon last played in the home victory over New Orleans, had 8 points in that contest. It's a 9-2 Grizzlies run. They're within 1.
Again, that goal cuts.
Rim run finished off by Mills.
Every night, they're going to give the effort. Now, will the execution be there? Those are the things that may wane at times.
McLemore against Bertans. Tough finish. This is hanging right in there with the Spurs. First start with Bertans, Murray, Laverne, Mills, and Forbes. Grizzlies with Chalmers, Davis, Henry, McLemore, and Brandon Wright. Joffrey Laverne.
Really liked when Laverne was in Denver. Did a terrific job. Another one of those guys.
San Antonio like 6-6. Well, they've been dealing with injuries. Rudy Gay's been out a while.
Kawhi Leonard thing is a head scratcher at this point.
It really is.
Wow.
And Murray got strong hands, got very, very long arms too.
He has great size at that point position and very excited where his development can go.
Deontay Davis. McLemore follows.
So I think the Grizzlies have done a better job of something that is becoming all too familiar to this Grizzlies team.
Danny Green. Laverne. Airball. Yeah. Forbes hits the 3.
I almost would have liked for him to be able to get the dunk or a foul call because it turns into it.
And right. Well, it was something that I think a lot of observers around the league scratched their head when Aldridge went to San Antonio.
Me being one.
Yep. Lob for Deontay Davis. Harrison, a beautiful setup. Because Popovich can be so
then he is set his ways on certain things. When you get a player the caliber of Aldridge, you got to figure out how it works as the Spurs run the floor, and Pau Gasol beats both bigs down the floor for the one-hand slam. Around the basket, and the more and more he continues to play, the knock away from Brandon right there, he'll continue to get better.
Anderson, the knock away, a look ahead to Danny Green. He lays it up and lays it in. And the Spurs match their largest. Now San Antonio, 11th in the league, averaging 10 offensive rebounds a game. Middle of the pack in second chance points. They average 12.5 a game. They have 10 already, and they've extended to a double-digit lead. Marks back in. He shoots over Pau and makes.
There's a lack of physicality right now.
Rebound to Marc Gasol. Pau also has 4 assists. Had a triple-double this year. Selden's 3 is through. Timeout, San Antonio.
Career points.
And Tony Parker, who just missed that jumper, 8th most wins in NBA history. Lob for Brandon Wright.
Andrew Harrison has thrown 2 nice lobs here tonight. Get away from the bounce pass.
Spurs have led by as many as 17. Parker gets the kind bounce. Anderson, you know Anderson, coached him in a high school all-star game.
Yeah, he was as fast as he is right now back then. But the one thing I told him is, when you know how to play the game, it doesn't matter about your speed when you have 6'9" size and a
offensively and defensively.
It is a tall task for the best players on NBA teams.
Danny Green, down the well it goes from beyond the arc.
Positive will happen.
He has scored the last 7 for the Grizzlies. He's got 14. He's the game-high scorer. Danny Green has 11 to lead San Antonio. He's doubled. Pau, the no-look. Anderson. Parker has come on, replacing Murray. Bertans goes glass.
That was great defense by the Grizzlies. Just better offense by Bertans.
Mark's getting touches. Goes up, under. Has it blocked. Was triple teamed. Parker into a gap.
Seen that for years and years. Tony Parker and his
Marc Gasol, Deontay Davis is the Grizzlies, who started the third quarter sizing down, now size up. Forbes with a floater. Bertans the follow. 14 second chance and 3 boards by Conley, Chandler, Parsons. Murray with a floater. Mark boards. Harrison crosses over, and nice avoidance of Bertans in the setup to Deontay Davis.
Really nice setup there. Is able to avoid the second defender, then the nice easy setup for Deontay.
6 double-figure scoring game for him, and Bertans delivers a message on the other end.
And Deontay Davis.
Bertans, a veteran of the international game, played in the Serbian League, in Slovenia and Latvia in the final 2 seasons before he did come over to play in San Antonio. He played in the ACB, the Spanish League, whichever you prefer. Kobe Simmons with a spectacular move.
We all know athleticism. Offensively, they'll be right back in this.
Pitch ahead for Simmons against Patty Mills. Wow. Great body control by Kobe Simmons to corkscrew and get the finish. Check in with Rob Fisher.
No way to lay it out, BK. Not exactly what they talked about during that last time out. Oof.
4-point possession.
Well, what coach did tell him during the timeout is that the energy was better, but now we got to take it to another level. Got to get stops. Everybody's got to run. Try and get some easy stuff, and we got to understand the personnel. Make sure we get out to the shooters. Only 2 second chance points in that last quarter. Only 2 points off turnovers, but that start pretty dismal there for the Grizz.
Now Deontay Davis our weekend, and Grind City Media will have coverage. Lamar Baptist, our social media producer, taking care of business in LA. Ivan Rabb with his second chance opportunity.
Ivan Rabb said, what y'all talking about? Lack athleticism as he goes high for that rebound.
Supported by Pau. 13th rebound for Pau Gasol. Tony Parker. He's been doing that now for 17 years.
He just knows how to get to where he wants to. He stops on a dime. That's the other thing that helps him in those drives to the basket.
Brooks against Kyle Anderson. Attacks and scores against Pau Gasol. 6 for Dillon. Grizzlies going to need a scoring burst here for obvious reasons. Spurs 25-3 when their opponent fails to top the century mark. Step back by Rab. Yes! The Grizzlies have a shooting coach, Bob Thate, and Ivan Rab has become a big fan of his drills.
It is paying off for him.
Brooks, a turn and gun. Got it! Timeout Spurs!
These young guys, Carter, they just keep playing. They don't know anything better.
You talk about Ginobili, who's not playing tonight with a quad injury. He's had 2 20-point games. Both of them have been in January. Dude's 40. Brooks. Tom Brady would be proud.
I'll tell you this much, that has 0 to do with youth also.
Patty Mills for 3.
What we said, limit your mistakes.
Yes.
27 assists on 34 baskets for the Spurs.
You've got 4 of the 5 starters. Mills hits the 3. Patty Mills this year, the 14th time he has had 3 triples in a game.
Young team than a just getting the minutes young team in the Grizzlies, and that is what experience does for you.
Murray the miss. Well, Verd's not a young guy, but he has been outstanding for them. Danny Green is not a young guy either. 10th triple for San Antonio tonight. The Bertans has been really, really good. Murray.
It happens for guys, but it is very hard to duplicate. That's why I always say, the guys that are at the top of our game, the LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, those guys are so exceptional at what they do because they can do it every single night and being the focal point of the opposing team.
Hilliard rings the bell. Spurs will go to 30 times and we're done here. Kobe Simmons with the steal. And for the 8th time in the last 13 seasons, the Spurs will win the season series. Grizzlies lose it by 23, their 2nd biggest margin of defeat this season.